Well, I'm very, very excited to see this. We've got lightweight gold and silver medalist Paul O'Donovan sitting in the stroke seat of the coxless of the doubles event here. I'm so excited I can barely speak. Alongside me is lightweight doubles gold and silver medalist Mark Hunter. So nobody can tell us more than he can about what it's like to be in this position, Mark.
Yeah, we've got two phenomenal athletes with Paul and Finn. You know, Olympic champions, you know, world champions. They've dominated the lightweight boat, and it's a privilege for us to have them here. You know, they competed at the Olympic Games a few weeks ago. After winning, they were determined they wanted to come and compete at Henley to try and win this event, because it's something they don't have in their cabinets yet. So, yeah, really looking forward to this one.
Absolutely. Real crowd pleasers as well. Paul told us, because he raced here in 2018 with his brother Gary, he told us that, you know, they came over last time after their silver at Rio. He said, with my brother, we made the finals, but then we got beaten on Sunday, which was really very silly. We should have got knocked out on Friday so we could have enjoyed the whole event.
That just sums up their character, though. You know, they always give incredible interviews. You know, it's just how down to earth they are with what they come out with. Is, yeah, and that's what's so pure. But I think what's so special is about where these two individuals or two athletes come from. You know, the amount of talent they have in skippering is incredible. You know, you've got the two sets of brothers. You've got Paul and Gary, and then you obviously got Finn's twin as well, which is, you know, he was kind of the fourth athlete in their kind of lightweight setup. So incredible depth, but from a very unique location in Ireland, skippering.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a tall order to race these guys. We have seen the lightweight Olympic champions on the right of our picture pushed quite hard by some of the heavyweight doubles in this competition. So let's see what Double Sculls on the far side can do.
Attention. Go.
Matthew Haywood and Samuel Meijer against Vincent McCarthy and Paul O'Donovan.
In the heavyweight double, on the left-hand side, McCarthy was the heavyweight double because they are the bigger athletes. Had, you know, a really strong semi-final yesterday. They were much quicker to the first marker, but both crews had the same time to the second marker. But it'd just be interesting to see how they go off, you know, whether they can take an advantage over the Irish lightweights, because this Irish lightweight boat will not go away. They have a tremendous second half normally, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much they've enjoyed their time since they won in Tokyo.
Absolutely. It's how much they've enjoyed their time. They certainly enjoy everything they do, it seems to me. But in the bow seat there of the far crew, that is Matthew Haywood from Nottingham Rowing Club. In front of him is Samuel Meijer from Double Sculls School, and they will have watched the races, and they will have watched the videos of the races that they've seen so far and seen how other heavyweights have tried to overturn the lightweight doubles champion. So they have got some intel the others didn't have in facing up to the Olympic champions here, and perhaps that will give them an advantage. Meanwhile, lightweights are off at a blistering pace as ever, Mark.
Yeah, Paul and Finn will just, they won't come down. Basically, they'll keep going until they're in front, and they will keep attacking. But as you said, the beauty of now with the images we have and the feed we have on the YouTube channel is that athletes can go back and watch their competitors and see what's happened or how the race is unfolded, and where they can actually try to attack or put somebody else under pressure. Yeah,
it's fascinating to see this. You know, we've been producing this coverage now since 2015, and those races get watched and watched and watched. We know that the St Paul School final in 2018 was watched by the New Zealand Olympic 8 for great technique. So people are feeding off anywhere and everywhere they can. But right now, the heavyweights on the far side, well, they've got an advantage over the lightweight Tokyo gold medalists here. But this pattern we have seen before in this competition, Mark, so I suspect the Irish are not going to be hugely worried at this point.
Yeah, and the way they've raced in their lightweight event when they were in Tokyo, they were never really in front of the last couple hundred meters in the final. They're used to being behind, crews trying to go off hard, be in front of them. They stay in their rhythm. They'll just keep tabs of where the boat is next to them, and then when they really want to go, you'll see them put their foot down. That's what I mean. It's going to be really interesting how much they've enjoyed themselves since they won in Tokyo. If they can do what they normally do, they will light it up in the second half.
So there's a question, when the foot goes down on the gas, how much gas is left in the tank, posed by Olympic champion Mark Hunter. Now, how does the technique that these guys have now and the kind of approach to high rating, how does that compare to the doubles that you were racing, Mark, in 2012 and before that?
Yeah, we didn't have the same cadence or the same rate as them. We'd never rate as high. We rode a bit longer probably, and we have more power because they're a really physical crew. You know, Finn's under 6 minutes and 10 seconds on the ergo. Paul does sub 6 minutes, so they are a very strong crew, but we would never rate this high. We'd normally be at 35, 36.
And while we look at that shot there of the Irish Olympic champions, let's just ask about the grit. So a number of people ask me about the distinctive way that Paul O'Donovan there is gripping his sculls. Normally you'd see the thumb over the end, and you know, is that a loss of leverage because he's not right at the end of the oars? Is that a loss of control because his thumb's not there? Why would you do that?
Yeah, it's his own style. I would never roll like that, because obviously when you're trying to extract the blade from the water, your thumb gives you that control rather than just spinning it out. So there's probably more physical energy to do that, but if that's his style and that's the way he can go fast, why would you change it?
Well, listen, it worked for him. I think I would get Popeye arms if I tried to scull like that, but it's absolutely no problem. And the focus from these two, you know, they clearly want to win. And Paul told us in an interview during the week, you know, he'd realised that winning is better than not winning.
Some of the answers they give are priceless, but yeah, exactly. It's always nice to win rather than having the pain of being second or losing. But what we've spoken about, they weren't flustered by being behind. They put the hammer down now, and you're seeing the speed they have and the class of this double. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. While we've been enjoying the wisdom of Paul O'Donovan, they have made that move. They have started to put the foot down on the gas, and it does appear that there is still quite a bit of gas left in that tank, even after the elation of the Tokyo medal. So, well, they really are shifting now, Mark.
Yeah, and I said that they wouldn't come down. They will just keep attacking, keep moving. And you've seen it before. Everybody that tries to race them tries to get in front, tries to put them under pressure, but they don't get flustered by being behind.
So Haywood and Meijer now had their work cut out, and they've been rowed through in the second quarter of this race down the 2,100 metres of the Henley track. Beautiful view you can see behind us, and this is one of the reasons the Tokyo Olympic champions have come straight to Henley to race. 1771, the temple was built looking down the course at us. The channel that you can see behind alongside that temple island was dug out in 1924. I was in the trophy room earlier inspecting these beautiful new trophies for the women's events, and the trophies for the men's events are littered with names going back to the very first Grand Challenge Cup from 1839, and that's why they want to come here. That and the fact we have crowds. It's so wonderful to be back with crowds here at Henley.
Yeah, that's something we haven't really spoken about. When these guys are racing in Tokyo, there was no one there. You know, it was just other athletes competing. But to race with, you know, people on the bank, spectators, the energy that gives you, you know, the excitement of racing at Henley. Look, the boat's moored up on the booms next to them. You know, you never get as close to the action as those people on the banks are. On the booms are right there now.
Skull and crossbones on the back of Paul O'Donovan, denoting the former medical school history of Cork University, which is now rowing under their colours. Meanwhile, this is Tideway Scullers and Nottingham sitting behind the Olympic champions, just glancing across there and checking where they are on the course. But a privilege for them to be able to face a crew of this absolute quality.
And that's the uniqueness of Henley. Again, it's another thing we have at the regatta, is that, you know, under 23 athletes get to race and go up and race Olympic champions. You know, you don't really get to do that anywhere else. So, yeah, and that's so special for these young athletes. You know, they'll take this experience with them as they progress through their careers, and maybe next year they'll be up against the Irish guys again at Henley if they come back. But, you know, a very dominant performance so far, totally in control, and this is what this Irish double does.
Well, this is certainly a year in which we've been reminded of how much sport can lift us all. Sport has lifted us all, admiring the performance of these two from Ireland, from Skibbereen and from Cork University, Olympic champions from Tokyo, straight on the plane to Henley to race in front of the crowds, to bring the show to the regatta. I'm rising to my feet in the commentary box, just in appreciation of these two athletes. And well, what a performance from Haywood and Meijer as well, to hold onto these guys as they fly through the line, winning the final of the doubles at Henley.
A great performance there. You know, Haywood and Meijer went off as we thought they would to try and put the Irish under pressure, and McCarthy and O'Donovan, you know, their class came through. Talked about their second half being strong. You know, what a class act.
Vince and Paul, Olympic champions, and now Henley Royal Regatta winners as well. Just sum up how it feels.
Oh, superb, yeah. The Olympics is in the past now, and
as we've been banging on about all week, this is the highlight of our season. I think we peaked on the day. Fortunately, we've had some tough racing all week. Good competition, good standard here in Henley, which is why we like to come here.
I mean, you do joke about this being obviously the pinnacle of your season. You know, you are Olympic champions and you are coming here kind of off the back of a season when surely you're tired. It must mean a lot for both of you to win your first Henley title.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, I was thinking back this morning, the last few weeks have just been unreal. Like, obviously we won the Olympics and now to come here and win is just the cherry on top. You know, it's been a really good few weeks, so I think we're pretty happy.
Will you be back? Will we see you again here at Henley?
Definitely,
Absolutely, yeah. We'll come back here as often as you'll have us.
Oh, I think we'll definitely have you. Thank you so much, guys. Congratulations. Well done.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.